So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
so
fair.
You're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays, catch us live somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. Put your hands together, y'all. Put your hands together. There's a reason to put your hands together today, y'all. There's a reason to clap. Make it clap. Anyway, there are reasons to be happy today. There's a lot of things going on today. There's a lot of news that we didn't get to cover yesterday, so I'm hoping that you guys are having a fantastic and terrific Tuesday. That's how it should be pronounced, right? Tuesday. It's like Italian. Andiamo, Tuesday. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. So I'm hoping you guys are having a fantastic and productive Tuesday. Because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. And the conversation isn't boring because we're here. Isn't it beautiful? Anyway, like I said, hope you guys are having a productive one. If this is your first time checking out the show, please go click that like button on our Facebook page because we work hard for the views. Something like that. And also hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel because we work hard for those subscribers as well. You know what I mean? So hard for subscribers. There we go. That's better. That's better. Hopefully that made you smile a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But, okay. Well, I got my people in the crib, as usual, in the house, Skyping through, because we're still practicing like normal, responsible adults. I said it, adults, not adults. I'm kidding. I say adults. I just felt like saying adults. I got some really great people in the house. Jack Buck III, and Tom Schoenhardt. Tommy boy, what's a guan? What's cracking, mangs? What's cracking, mangs?
What's crackin'-lackin'?
That's plural for mang. What's good, mang? What's good, mangs? What's popping? Y'all can talk.
Tom.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've it's another day above ground, and
wow.
Yeah, just staying indoors. Got another 30. They say 30 days of this because in 30 days we're gonna have this all under control.
Tomorrow,
right?
You also got to remember tomorrow is officially April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day is tomorrow. No, and I'm gonna say this out loud now because I ain't about that life. And not nobody is going to try to do something stupid tomorrow. I don't care. And I'm saying this out loud to two people in the room right now. There's two people. There's two jackasses in the room. One of them actually one of their names starts with that word, actually. Because I know these two guys will try to do something stupid, try to do something to freak me out or something crazy like that. So I'm going to say this out loud for everybody to hear so everyone hears it right now. Don't you dare. Don't you dare try to do anything funny tomorrow in light of everything that's going on.
It's too late, man. I've already mailed you an envelope full of coronavirus.
Thank you. You just straight up went, and then just sealed it and just sent it to me. Hopefully it only takes like a day or two to get to me because honestly, Apparently, it lasts on material for like 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Man, you know there's going to be some people that are like, oh, man, I got the coronavirus. Oh, April Fools. And then they're going to get the coronavirus.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm going.
That's called karma.
That's precisely why I'm saying we should not allow ourselves to be pranking each other during this time. April Fool's Day should be canceled. I'm just going to say that. Yes, cancel April Fool's Day. Real talk. Cancel it. Cancel the hell out of it. Please. Because personally, I don't know.
entirely that tomorrow was April Fool's until you said something, and now I kind of want to do something.
Now you okay? Then do that to your parents. Think about this: if you can't do it to your parents, you shouldn't be doing it to other people.
Yeah.
If you do unto your parents as you would do unto your friends, that's a new biblical. That's from scripture, from Sanskrit. If you go, oh, I would never do that to my mom. Not right now, not in this climate. Then you shouldn't be doing it to your damn friends. That's my personal opinion on that. Thank you.
I don't know. I might be more inclined to prank my mom than my friends. I don't know.
Homie, you're just
a better mom.
Tom, you're just evil.
Yeah.
No. You're just evil. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. You're just an evil human being. That's all.
You know. But now,
I'm done.
Now you put it in my head now. You put it in my head. I forgot that tomorrow was April Fool's, and now I feel like I have to do something.
Well, if you have to
I
do
want to
something,
see one of the exploding glitter packages, Pascal. Be careful when you open your mail.
Did you say exploding litter package?
I'm done.
Yeah, the glitter package.
Glitter.
One of those ones.
Okay, something like something like
now,
that.
An exploding litter package, that would be different.
Okay.
I seriously thought you said exploding litter package, and I was like imagining like kitty litter exploding as you open up the. Oh God.
All right.
All right.
So something like that, something in regards to something like that kind of thing, where it's like a glitter package, something cute and light, fine. If it has anything to do or revolve around the idea of the pandemic or the Rona or anything of that sort, you are a special type of idiot. That's a special kind of stupid to try to do something funny during April Fool's during trying times like this. That's my personal opinion on it, because there's enough people already having heart attacks of like, Tom Hanks, such and such, Andy Cohen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already have enough bad news every single day, and we already have enough people having many heart attacks, like myself, like everybody, like a normal average human being on this planet. We're all having the moments. No April Fool's Day jokes that make people freak the hell out. Just no. Like I said, we should cancel April Fool's Day. It's just for everyone's common mindset and keeping people kind of sane. That's just my personal opinion on that, because I'm just not about to put myself in that situation where I'm upset and then feel like I'm having a heart attack, and then suddenly somebody says, April Fools. This is not the time, personally. Glitter bomb, okay. That's funny. You know?
No, that's not a time for that ever.
No, but you know what I'm saying. I'd take that over, your mom has coronavirus. Ha! April Fools! Ha! That's not right. That's not nice. That's not cool. That ain't gangsta. Okay? Yeah. So that's my personal opinion on that. But anyway. Other than that, I just wanted to say that. But how are you doing, Jack? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We had a little picnic out on the front yard yesterday during lunch. And our neighbor across the street, they're in their 80s. And the lady came out and started walking towards her mailbox. And she had something in her hand. And we're like, oh, she's going to go put something in the mail. She was just saying hi. Then she continues to walk across the street. And then she continues to walk onto our lawn and say, oh, I'm not going to get too close. and then she continues to walk up to our picnic blanket.
What?
And then she continues to say, "Hey, I got this in the Sunday paper and thought the kids could use it." And she goes to hand it to us, and then my kids are like, my oldest daughter's like, "Is she too close, Dad?"
That's a smart kid.
Yeah, and then my other two are like running around, and they are grabbing like flowers off the ground and like handing it to her, and I'm like, and and then they thought about it, and then they like my son backed away. My youngest daughter decided to go back inside, and she kept on talking to us for a few minutes, and then continues to tell us that her daughter just came back and was over at their house yesterday, and she just got back from an island. So she had just recently been traveling.
But
I'm like,
oh my God!
And we were kind of both looking at each other like, wait a second, I wasn't. Like, I was taken by surprise because I was like, why didn't I say anything to her to just, like, to back off my lawn? But she set it up like, hey, I'm not coming close. And then she just kept on coming closer.
Yeah.
So, and it's like,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
About that.
People just don't get it, do they? I mean, it's, social distancing and stuff like that's really important right now. And then I've seen, like, photos today of the people that are going and taking photos of the Navy ship that showed up in New York.
Yeah.
And they are just at the pier, and they are just like shoulder to shoulder. And like, it's like, what in the world? Like, people just really do not understand.
I think that it's like I said, I think people are just so accustomed to the standard way of life that they're forgetting how to live, that there's going to be a new protocol. There's going to be a new way of life. And we all have to start getting used to that. We all have to embrace that new life now. Like, unfortunately, this is just how this is what we got to live. This is how we got to live this life. Whether we want to or not, this is unfortunately the hand that has been dealt. And this is going to be the way that we are going to live for a very long time, for a while, until this is all the way gone. So there is, without a shadow of a doubt, there is a lot of people that are just absent-minded or just forget. I feel like people just forget. Because everyone's there's a habit, right? We all have habits, right? We're all used to okay, for example, remember those things called concerts where we all get together and we, almost like a mosh pit because we're trying to get that close to Coldplay or something like that. Why did I say Coldplay? Anyway, but you know what I'm saying. We're all getting real close. I was just trying to be funny. But we all get really super close to see a concert, right? Now, we're going to have a new standard of going to see live performances. Same thing as going and seeing a movie. They can't just pack the house anymore. They're going to have to pack the house, but it's going to be a sprinkle of people, which is going to be really, really terrible. So this whole thing is going to be we have to unlearn the things we're used to learning. So standing next to Joe Blow, looking at a Navy ship is one thing, shoulder to shoulder. It's going to be like 4 to 6 feet away from each other type of stuff. It's going to be, it's wild, man.
Do you think that drive-in theaters are going to come back into play?
I think that they are slowly going to come back for sure. I think they really, really are because there goes the tail.
Yep.
Because I really think that any person that owns a drive-in movie theater right now must be so excited because it's an opportunity for them to get, to get business back over there. And it used to be like an old thing, but now it's going to be a real thing. Michael on Facebook just said this. Is it a thing that hats are worn? Or is it because no one took a shower? What?
Oh yeah. No, I definitely didn't take a shower today. It's a keen-eyed man.
We all of us. He's talking about us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just be glad that this isn't in smell-o-vision.
So I'm not
in
done.
the garage.
Honestly,
Cold.
I'm not done finishing his comment. He had a lot more to say. So is it a thing that hats are worn, or is it just because no one took a shower? Okay, now I get it, because I thought maybe he was talking about something else. Anyway, great show. I own a comedy club, and I'm worried about when this is all over, too. Yeah, because, I mean, we are in a situation, like I was saying, and thank you for the comment on Facebook, Michael. But, yes, I think that we're all of us are worried, because what are we going to do when if you really think about it, standing room only is going to be obsolete, is going to be extinct for a while here, because unless they're able to eradicate this virus in one fell swoop, which it probably won't, a lot of live venue type of spots, bars, restaurants, like just even go and sit down and eat a burger at McDonald's is going to be a whole other experience now. So I'm interested to see what. I'm worried. I'm worried for any person that owns a venue right now. I'm worried for anybody, live or movie, Shoot, like going and seeing a play on Broadway will be a thing of the past. It's going to be weird. It's really, really weird. It'd be like, remember musicals? It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you guys think?
Well, I'll be totally candid with you. I mean, they're saying what, another 30 days of this, but it's hard for me to believe that, this thing isn't going to be gone in 30 days.
No, it's not.
Like,
hell to the no.
I mean, it's hard for me to believe that they aren't just trying to slowly ease us into the fact that, 2020 is going to be the year where nobody gets to interact with anybody. It might be this whole year. I don't know. But, yeah. I mean, if you really believe in 30 days that we're going to be able to go out and start resuming life as normal, I've got a bridge in Alaska I'd like to sell you. But,
no kidding.
I mean, 30 days. I mean, there's a vaccine is not going to be ready for another year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no treatment option that anybody's saying, oh, that'll definitely cure this right up. So if the threat is still there, then of course social distancing is going to, I mean, it's going to be part of our life, I think, until we really have this taken care of.
Yeah. Excuse me. And Michael just said on Facebook, again, thank you for the comment, there will be no change for months. I think that there will be change. I think there will be change for sure. I just believe that the change is only going to happen when we continue to hold true to this whole social distancing thing, when we all get together and actually, excuse me, and actually make this be a thing. Like we stand true to our this new procedure, this new way of life. I think we could definitely flatten the curve. There's obviously talks of 200,000 people in America getting contracted with the virus, not all passing, of course, but just getting the virus just from being out and about. But I think that if we all follow the rules and turn it into almost a religion, I think we can flatten the curve, and I think we can make this thing change. Like, we could change the situation. We could change the outcome of what we're looking at. Now, yes, a vaccine might take another year, or take a year to happen, which is a very good possibility, or which is definitely going to be a possibility, which is a definite thing. But we can at least do what we can on our ends by doing what we're doing right now, so that hopefully we can be able to see friends and be with people at the summertime, in the summertime. That's what I'm hoping for. Like, let's just get through the spring, which is going to suck, but and cancel all your summer plans. I'm going to be real. Like, there's no point of trying to, we're going to Cabo. Nope. You're stuck here. Sorry.
For $49.
And man, like, crackhead prices. Yeah, but it's like crackhead prices, which is amazing. But at the same time, like I feel like if we stick to our laurels, if we stick to, and we all do our part in regards to doing the distance, we go in the social distance, get it? He's going the distance. Never mind. But if we keep with the social distancing, and we apply this new standard way of life, this new rhythm, I think a lot of people won't get sick and we'll be fine. Yes, there's going to be a lot of cabin fever. There's going to be a lot of people being bored out of their skulls. Trust me, I understand that piece. But, I mean, what's 30 more? Hopefully, what's 30 more days so that you can live?
I mean,
huh?
What's 30 more months?
Yeah. What's 30 more months? No, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'd rather deal with this for 30 days or deal with it for 90 days, hold up here, still being able to talk to my friends, talk to the people that are on Facebook and YouTube, still do this show, and be healthy, and be able to walk out of here in June, with a smile on my face. Because why? I didn't get sick. Right. And none of the people that I love got sick too. I'd take that over being, oh man, I can't get out, man. Come on, guys. Life or death, life or death, life or death. Just pick. That's what I think.
I think a big thing that's going to be telling of how long we'll be inside is whether or not they figure out if people can re-catch it.
Yes.
Because if people don't have an immunity to it, and then it is able to be passed again, because there was a couple of reports that came out of like 2 doctors in Wuhan and 2 other people that had it, had gone through it, and then tested negative for it, and then left, and then went back to the hospital for what they said were unrelated things, and then they tested positive again. Now, whether or not they were showing symptoms or if they were just asymptomatic and now just a carrier, I don't know how long, those are all the things we just don't know, if people can carry it and still transmit it afterwards, if it is in your body for a little while and then it dies off.
Right.
That's what's scary to me to think about, is like, if it just keeps on passing around, then really everyone needs to literally not leave their home.
Yeah. Yeah. and that's the thing. We just got to stay true to what we have to do. And yes, I understand there's going to be there's going to be dimwits out here that are going to try to do everything they can to get out here and be free. I get it. It's understandable. I ain't mad at nobody about the feeling of wanting to be free. Nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, this is the hand that we're dealt. And this might be the hand that we're dealt for a couple years. Think about it. This might be the way of life. Like, this whole situation is changing our way of life entirely. And I think that this is going to change the way we live our life for good, if you really think about it, until it is completely either cured or completely gone. This is going to be the way we live our lives for good. And now everybody's going to think twice about being at a concert or being at a large event or a big party. Everyone's going to look at each other a different way when anybody sneezes or coughs, especially when they cough. Everyone's going to be every day.
Yep. Well, I was looking last night. The total deaths in the United States from coronavirus have now crossed 3,000, which means the total number of deaths from coronavirus is now larger than the total number of deaths from the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, life's going to change a lot. I mean, we all know how much life changed after 9/11. So after this, I hope life changes in the United States after this. I hope that, we can change our healthcare system as much as we changed flying on an airplane.
Yeah.
Maybe, make it so we're a little more prepared for this next time. Maybe finally get single payer, but that's a pie in the sky idea. But, get the public option. But
it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I said,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how things unfold, how how elections are going to be held, how any government official is going to handle all of this situation. And let me just say, Cuomo, by the way, bruh, Cuomo, man. Cuomo, that's all I'm going to say. No, do you know about the New York, oh man, what is his position? Governor, thank you. Governor of New York, Cuomo. Bruh, he's amazing. Like he's really doing some stuff up there. I mean, obviously he has to, because if he wasn't going to, that whole state, that whole city, New York City would just be in shambles, or it would be in much worse shape than it is right now. But he's really shown himself lately. I would love to see him run. I'm just going to be completely straight funky with you, not sitting here saying that I'm a supporter, but I'm just impressed on how he's approached everything and how he's stepped up to the plate for his state, for just New York in general. I feel like he's doing more than, our current person in office right now, personally.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Trump brought the MyPillow guy out yesterday for the coronavirus press conference. So
wait, are you serious? I didn't see this.
That's serious. Well,
you lying.
I will preface all of this by saying that, as far as we know, the MyPillow guy is doing right. They're starting to make the masks now for people, so they're churning out like 30 to 50,000 masks a day from the MyPillow place. But the MyPillow guy, what's his name again?
Nobody important.
Mike Lindell.
Okay.
Trump brought him out for a press conference in the Rose Garden yesterday to discuss, the coronavirus and the MyPillow Corporation making these masks. But this guy, Mike Lindell, has been a big supporter of Trump for a while, has been at like rallies of his. Trump has been like privately trying to get the MyPillow guy to run for office. So,
excuse me?
Yeah, if you tuned in yesterday for the president's press conference and were looking for some reassurance, they had the MyPillow guy out there with, let's see, did he have the giant? Well, you can't see the giant.
I need somebody
cross
for
around his
Secretary of
neck,
Interior so they can handle all the decorating. And
yeah.
What?
You can.
No, but that doesn't. Wait. Unless Trump's got his hand in something. In that situation, in that
money
business,
in something.
His money that's what I mean by hand. He's got his hand in something for sure. I mean, there's got to be a reason why he's pushing MyPillow, the MyPillow guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, we got these new masks and everything, because he's going, well, I could make a mint off of this too. I'm assuming he's probably invested into the mask thing for sure. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Remember, you're going to be at home and you're going to be sleeping a lot, so don't forget to also get your pillow when you're getting your masks.
Right.
Which, by the way, $80.
Wait, for a mask?
No, the MyPillow.
Oh, I was about to say somebody's head is about to roll for $80 for a mask for my own livelihood.
Well, even $80 for a pillow is crazy.
Yes, that's ridiculous. That better be the best sleep of your damn life. You better see God at the end of that sleep, not death, but you know what I'm saying. You better have conversations with angels with an $80 pillow. Get the hell out of here. Wow.
You ever notice in those MyPillow commercials too, he's always got the cross around his neck that they make sure is in every shot of him, just so you know, hey, I'm a good Christian guy. I'm selling you this $80 pillow. You can trust me.
I believe in Christ.
In every commercial and every shot he's in, they frame it just so that cross is like right there and make sure, here I am.
That's so ridiculous.
Yep.
You know what they say, religion sells.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Religion sells. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Let's Talk. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform
I'm sorry,
tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No, it's
man
not
is
boring.
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugarfire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range too. So if you get hungry, come on by.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well out there. Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time checking out the Pascal Show, please go click that like button on our Facebook page. We also do have a YouTube channel. Go crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. We do have somebody very special in the house that's going to be on at the 10 o'clock hour. We have Bobby Tessler of St. Louis Wing Co. going to be on the show today. Yes, he's going to be talking about all kinds of stuff in regards to what's going on with the restaurant industry, his opinions on it and everything. I got a message from him last night, which was very interesting. So we are going to be talking about his thoughts in regards to if restaurants should be open or not. So be sure to tune in because that's going to be at the 10 o'clock hour at the very top of 10 o'clock. So be sure to tune in on that. But anyway, we got to get into this stuff. But of course, you know, I got my panel, my people, my boys with me as always. Now, this is a very interesting conversation which we're going to have. So it's time for Let's Talk.
Now you've got to be kidding me.
He needs some milk.
And in Let's Talk today, we're going to talk about this thing. There is our topic of the day is if you can't quarantine together, then you shouldn't be together. Yes. Now, there's a lot of people out there that truly believe that truly have, I mean, there's a lot of people that have their own opinions in regards to their relationships and all that. But there's this particular guy, his name is Derek Jackson. He has a very popular YouTube channel, and he does a lot of his own personal opinions on things that are going on in the world, just like relationship comments, so on and so forth. So this gentleman, this dude came on and was talking about Idris Elba and his wife were on Oprah's stream because she just basically interviewed some people via Instagram and whatnot. And she interviewed Idris Elba and his wife. And Idris Elba was talking about how he was diagnosed with the coronavirus. His wife, of course, stayed with him and decided to stay with him to take care of him and just be there to be supportive. And of course, she, in time, contracted the coronavirus as well. Obviously, they seem totally fine. It doesn't seem like they've had any real heavy symptoms or anything. But this Derek Jackson guy had a lot to say in regards to this to this situation. And so we are going to take a look at his video. So here it is.
A real relationship has made me see something.
Colorful
that I didn't
language.
notice before. A lot of people can't relate to even just being in the same space with the person they chose to be in a relationship with for this long. Like, it's making a lot of people struggle, and it's exposing the fact that a lot of people don't know what it's like to be in a real relationship because they're so used to tolerationships. Like, where you're so busy, your life got you here, your life got you there, it occupies your time so much, you only have to really tolerate the person that you say you're in a relationship with for 1 or 2% of your whole life. Just when you want sex, just when you get super lonely, just to say you got somebody. But quiet as kept, real relationships, they consist of times like this. The whole quarantine thing ain't nothing new to a person that's in a real relationship with somebody. Whether it's a road trip for 38 hours, whether it's getting stuck at the airport, whether it's an overnight hospital visit because the children's sick or your partner is sick, whether it's going to go visit that person's family and they stay in the middle of Alabama, ain't nothing to do for 150 miles. There are times where you're going to have to be up under somebody, man, and I'm looking at a lot of people who are struggling to be right there in the same space. Now, of course, you don't want to be up under the same person for like 24 hours a day, but you shouldn't be straight up miserable if you are in a relationship with somebody you chose, because the chemistry and compatibility will create your ability to be around them and y'all not be at each other's necks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not feel like complete strangers.
Now, I completely agree with what he's saying. 110%. This is the true test of a true relationship right now. More than anything in the world, this is the time that relationships are going to be put through the pressure cooker, especially when you're living with each other. Okay? I truly think, I truly believe that there are relationships and there are people out there that are stuck. They've been stuck for a very long time. And they've been denied. No, I'm fine. No, the relationship is great. You are literally in a relationship out of convenience. You are holding on to that person because why? You don't want to be alone. So now we're in this quarantine situation where you're living on top of each other. You're with each other all day, day. All day, day. This is not just all day, day. All day, 24/7. That person should be your best friend. That person should be your confidant. That person should be your mate, your homie, you know what I mean? Ace, your A1. Not somebody who's sitting there, you going, oh, I can't stand this person. The way he smacks his mouth and the way he talks and that. You know what I'm saying? If that is the situation, y'all shouldn't even be together. You know what I mean? Period. So I absolutely 110% agree with him. This, either there's going to be a lot of engaged people at the end of this whole chaos, or there's going to be a lot of divorces and broken up people. A lot of single people being like, yo, cuffing season's going to be, like summertime. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of people broken up wanting to get it in and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time trying to get it in over this summer with their fat bellies because they've been eating nothing but ho-hos and ding-dongs the entire quarantine. Just saying. So, of course, I'm throwing that out to everybody out there because I want to see what y'all think. There are a lot of people that are in relationships because they're in relationships out of convenience. But there's also a lot of things that are going to be a lot of truths that come to light. Like, homeboy, he might be the best dressed dude you've ever dated. He must be, he's just fly as all get out, the best threads in the world. But now he's quarantined. He's going to be chill. He's going to have holes in his shirts. He's going to be eating Haagen-Dazs with his smelly sweat socks, chilling, watching reruns of Jerry Springer.
Wearing hats all day.
Wearing hats all day.
Hats all day. That's right.
Hair just exactly. Hair being grown out, not perfectly shaved. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm just talking about the dudes. I haven't even gotten into the women yet. But I'm just saying, the truth shall come to light. Yes, he might have the nice Beamer. Yes, he might have the dope whip with the tricked out truck or whatever he might have. But that's only external stuff. But when you get in home and you got nothing else to do and you're not going out showboating, you're not out showing up and showing out, you're going to sit there and really see what that person really is made of, which is really sad, but actually also very beneficial at the same damn time. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to throw it out to the guys and see what they think. What do y'all think on this, guys?
Well, I see that Debbie commented on YouTube. She goes, "I believe in space." So I guess that's true. If you're still stuck at home, there's a lot of people that have that chance that they have multiple rooms, to go into. So you can still create that idea of space in between each other to give each other room. But there's a lot of people out there and a lot of families, especially poorer families and things in different parts of the world that, share one bedroom, and, they are literally living on top of each other.
Yep.
I really think about all the people in India. I mean, there's so many areas in India that are, just kind of, I guess what people consider a slum area, but that people are just, they don't have that luxury of being able to go into a backyard. They don't have that luxury to be able to go take a drive. They don't, they just don't have those opportunities. And, but, it really will test a lot of people. I bet there's going to be a lot more alcoholics after the end of this. Because people will be going to all their vices to try to escape. Because if they're not happy in the situation already, they're going to be going and chasing something else to try to, make it better. And, that can only last for so long. Especially when they turn they shut down the liquor stores. That will really test some people out.
They can't shut down the liquor stores.
Tom's like, please don't make that happen. Please.
No, but I've seen where people have tried to shut down liquor and marijuana dispensaries, and people just freaked out to the point. I forget what state it was last week where they said they were going to be shutting down the marijuana shops, and 2 hours later, I forget if it was the governor or the mayor or whoever, got on and was like, we reconsidered that marijuana shops can stay open. Because you got to take it. Not that anybody should be encouraged to be an alcoholic, but there are some people that have legitimate physical addictions to alcohol,
right?
That if they don't get their liquor, they're going to have tremors and all kinds of issues,
heavy withdrawals.
Yeah, withdrawals. And if they're not able to go to a hospital or anything like that, and it's an ugly situation, but they're going to have to keep the liquor stores open. But it's back to the topic though, the relationships, maybe again, if there's some silver lining to this, maybe you find out that your relationship wasn't meant for the long haul.
Yeah.
Better to find out now rather than when you retire and you're no longer working and you're back at home and, you're, all those lucky people that'll be able to retire at 65. I don't know who those people are, but
not our generation.
No, not our generation at all. But, when you get to be retirement age, there are going to be people that, get home and are like, oh, I don't have anything in common with this person. So maybe if there's any silver lining, it's that you find out now that maybe this isn't the one.
Yeah. You got to remember, there are a lot of people that are, like we talked about on yesterday's show, never underestimate the power of denial, right? So there's going to be a lot of people that are either going to stay within that relationship because they're either scared of being alone. So they're going to make excuses, make up reasons why they should stay in the relationship, because during this time, it's scary to just be alone. Imagine just flying around, chilling, holed up in your own crib by your damn self all day or a day. That's really tough. So not having somebody with them at all times would be very, very difficult. But then also, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hold out. They're going to hold on until the end of the quarantine, and then they're going to turn to that person and go, "It's been real. I can't be with you anymore," because they're going to hold on to that whole idea of I need somebody, I need something, You know, you've heard of the whole cuffing season. You know, people like to get all cuffed up during the wintertime and during the holidays because they don't like being alone. But then once the sun comes out, as soon as the skin is exposed, everybody and their mama wants to break up because cuffing season is what? Over. They want to be free. They want to go and do whatever they want. So cuffing season, in a way, has just been extended a few more months. So I have a feeling like there's going to be a lot of couples that are going to either deal with it, put their head down and just go through it because they don't want to be alone, or there's going to be a lot of breakups right at the end of this because it'll be like, I'm free. I can finally go and do whatever I want. I can finally go on to Tinder and have some fun and scroll through. I think also the other thing is, too, on top of it, I've always been a strong believer in this, too. A dead giveaway, a strong test of relationship is go on a road trip with somebody. That'll teach you a lot about a person. Whether you can even handle or deal with that person's ass the entire trip. Because everyone has their idiosyncratic things. Everyone has their idiosyncrasies or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their weird things of doing things and how they do it. And it's like, you know, wow, I'm going to drive all the way out to Chicago with her. Oh, God. And if you're doing that, you shouldn't be in a relationship with that person. Period.
You chew with your mouth open?
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but like I said, if there's certain things that drive you nuts, they're only going to augment when you are on a road trip or when you are quarantined with somebody. So I truly, truly believe if you can't quarantine together, y'all shouldn't be together. Because you got to remember, through thick and thin, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer. You see what I'm saying? And there's people out here, there are relationships out here that have been together when they lived in a shoebox, living on top of each other with children, you know, that have gone through thick and thin. But their relationship was put through the ringer, through the test of time and through these tests. But they've proved themselves time and time again that, man, this girl got my back. She ride or die. Or, man, this man got my back. He's ride or die. So, yeah, for sure. Most definitely 110%. If you can't quarantine with them, y'all shouldn't be together. Period. Not at all. Don't even waste your time. You're wasting your time with each other. Go find somebody else that you can quarantine with, because you got to remember, you're going to be, hopefully, you'll be marrying that person. You'll be having children with that person. You know, not everybody is going to live in mansions with plenty of space. You're going to be living on top of each other, on top of kids. You know what I'm saying? There's no privacy. There's no space. You know, it's just a constant thing you got to remember. You got to put this in your brain. If you're really rolling your eyes every 5 minutes because your girl is aggravating the hell out of you, get out of it. Get out of the relationship. Run. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway,
did you see that?
We got to go into a quick commercial. Sorry, we got to go into a quick commercial break because we got Bobby Tessler coming up here like right now. So
cool. We
will be right back, but hold that thought, Jack, when we come back. When we come back after the interview. Sound good? Cool, man.
Yep.
All right. This is the Pascal Show. We'll be right back. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else so we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugarfire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range, so if you get hungry, come on by.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out the show, please go click that like button on our Facebook page. And, of course, we have our YouTube channel. Crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. My brother, one of my brothers is on the show today. You might know him as the owner, or you might know his place. The restaurant is called STL, or St. Louis Wing Co. Please welcome my brother, Bobby Tessler, to the show. What's good, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm chilling, man. I'm living life. I'm doing good. You know, dealing with this whole tenderona. You know what I'm saying? That's been going on. But I'm happy. I'm still healthy and happy and still on this planet right now. How about you? How are you holding up?
I mean, I'm doing good, man. I'm been spending some time at home, a lot of much needed time with my family, my 17-year-old son.
That's what's up.
Who's out of school. It's been a crazy past couple of weeks though, with the whole having to close the restaurant and all that stuff. It's been crazy, man.
Facts. It has been really crazy. I mean, I noticed that you shut your doors last week. So tell me, what was the decision? Why did you make that decision to close the restaurant for now?
Well, a lot of people were, a lot of restaurants. Everybody had the opportunity to continue business doing carry out, curbside pickup, and stuff like that. And
right.
Once that order came down, once that became a mandatory rule that we had to do that, we participated for about 2 days. Well, actually for 2 days, and I saw the lines of people that were gathering. I saw the amount of people that were in the restaurant, standing next to each other, congregating, and all that stuff. And then I saw my staff, using public transportation to get to work. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I gotta stop this.
Yeah.
I gotta do my part in stopping this. So I decided to shut the doors because I didn't want to be part of the spread of this virus,
Yeah.
And it was difficult. It was a difficult decision for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was. I know you made that decision basically. Like, was this something that you kind of mulled over for a while, or was it just kind of like nope, I'm just shutting things down. I'm done. I'm just shutting things down.
It was a few days. It took a few days to make that decision. I mean, I had to, take into consideration a whole lot of things. My staff, my suppliers, how I'm going to promote this stuff. I mean, there's just so many different aspects of owning a business and making a decision that big to actually shut business down.
Right.
But it took me a few days because I saw it coming. Like earlier in the week, I was like, man, this is not good. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And then, Illinois did it with the no carry out things, no bars, no clubs on the east side are open. And I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. And then it came to Missouri, and they told us that we can't have any indoor dining. And I said, yeah, this is going to get bad. So I made the decision.
Yeah. And I understand that. So can I ask you something? Is it okay to read what you sent me on here?
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
man. I'm all for it, dude.
Okay, cool. So you said there's so much controversy going on in St. Louis over this particular topic. I'm so angry. And so I wanted to read this real quick. This is a post that you put up, I guess yesterday. And so I'm just going to read it out loud. So here are my 2 cents. This is from Bobby commenting on the particular page, how to support STL restaurants through COVID-19. So I'm just going to read his comment. So here it is. Okay, so here's my 2 cents. As comments have been hushed on this post, as a restaurant owner who's terribly affected by this pandemic, I must chime in. The best way to support restaurants right now is to urge them to close down until further notice. Urge them to do their part in lessening the spread of the virus and keep their employees at home. Keep the public from coming in contact with restaurant workers. Minimize interactions, period. No offense intended to my friends who are still selling food, but the health of myself, my family, my employees, and my customers are far more important than making money. I'd rather be broke and alive than dying with fat pockets. Health over wealth. Carry on. So I have to, of course, ask you, what inspired you to write that post in the first place?
Because they're in that group that was formed by Sauce Magazine. I was seeing all these different restaurants that were still open, that were still doing curbside business, and it bothered me, and I had to say something about it because I was incredibly just irritated by the entire thing, because these people are not doing their part. Think about it, man. And so I got into the group. People were invited me to the group, obviously, because I'm in the industry. I own a restaurant, and I got in there, and I saw all these people, saying, "Oh, I'm craving a cheeseburger. I'm craving a steak. I'm craving this. Who's got the best wings?" I'm like, "Are you guys kidding me?" Well, the entire world is trying to separate themselves. You guys are trying to go out for novelty items, and that's not a necessity. These restaurants are novelties. And and people say, well, what about the people that can't cook? Honestly, if you can put your keys in the ignition and drive a car down the damn street, you can open a can. You can make a pack of ramen noodles. I mean, you can survive. Going to a restaurant is a novelty. And all of the people that are coming in contact with each other through public transportation, through hand-to-hand transactions, through just everything that you can think of, from the deliveries, people bringing in deliveries into your establishment. You don't know who touched those things. You don't know how they handled those things. So I chimed in and I said, the best thing to do, the best way to support restaurants during this time is to urge them to shut down. And to urge them to, it's a very difficult decision. And I made the decision to keep my staff safe. But, I'm not going to advocate to go out and interact with people if it's not necessary, period. If you're not going to the grocery store, if you're not going to pick up prescriptions, you're not going to your, dentist for an emergency, don't go. Don't go.
Right.
Don't get out. Don't go interact with people. So as I got on there and I was saying these things, the administrator from the admin for the page, from Sauce Magazine, pretty much turned off commenting and said, well, we're here to support both sides of the aisle. We're here to support the people that are closing and the people that are staying open.
Gotcha.
And then she turned off commenting. So I got on my personal page and I said how I really felt about Sauce Magazine.
Right. Well, I'm hoping that there's, I mean, before we go any further, I'm hoping that you guys will be able to find a common ground of some sort, because obviously everybody's entitled to their own opinion, of course. Now, what are you doing in regards to, as far as like the people that are not working at your job right now? Because obviously the restaurant at your business right now, the restaurant has closed. So how are they staying afloat? Are you taking care of them while they're, while the business is shut down, or are they kind of out to fend for themselves?
Well, no, my staff is going to be taken care of when it comes to essential items. When it comes to eating, my staff's not going to go hungry. And but as far as paying bills, nobody in this country is going to be evicted during this. Nobody in this country's electricity is going to be turned off during this. And there's going to be nobody. There's so many uncertainties right now, and there's so many uncertainties when it comes to what bills to pay, what bills not to pay. But through government officials saying that nobody's going to be evicted during this time, people are, there will be payment plans set up in later dates or whatever the case is. People are not going to be. I mean, think about it. Think about how many people are not going to be able to afford to pay their rent in this country.
True.
There's millions of people. So what are you going to do? Evict millions of people and create a hysteria that's going to turn into the most violent thing? It's just not going to happen. Then nobody's going to get evicted. So I urge my staff to only spend money on things that are necessary to survive, which is food. And I personally, with me and my staff, I assured all of them that none of them are going to go hungry. None of them are going to perish because of this. And when we open back up, they'll have a job. But save every dollar that they have and not splurge, don't go buy cologne, don't go buy, a new pair of sneakers. Not that you can go to the mall and shop right now, but basically don't spend any money on anything that's not essential. And if you need anything, call me. I got you. I have plenty of food stocked up in my freezer at the restaurant, at my house. I got plenty of toilet paper. I'm a prepper, so when I heard that this crap was, happening, I went out and got what I needed, and I have enough to take care of my people if I need to.
But okay, so then let me ask you this, and of course, I got to play a little bit of devil's advocate, so just a heads up, okay? But regardless of these people, your staff being able to say get food and all that, I mean, of course, this whole thing is kind of an act of God. This kind of thing has been kind of crazy. So them not being able to work kind of causes a little bit of an issue in regards to what if they've spent their last cent and then all of a sudden your doors have closed. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like, so you say, hold, save your money. You'll be fed. You're like, I'll always have food for you if that's the situation, that whole nine. But I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck. So how, you know what I mean? Like, is there anything you can say in regards to that?
Money, as far as money continuing to come in for them, it's not happening. And it's not, if it were just my staff that was facing this problem, I would try to come up with a better solution or in the interim. But it's millions of people right now that are out of work, that are not receiving paychecks. My staff's last day at work was last Tuesday because we stayed in there to do some cleaning. And I paid them all that day in cash for their last 2 weeks that they worked. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I can't speak for everybody and their bank accounts. I try to do what I can, and I don't have all the answers. I mean, everything's uncertain. I'm not receiving a paycheck. I'm not making any money right now. And I'm hunkering down and not going out buying things that I don't need. So everybody's in the same boat. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, of course. I mean, I've had to change my whole aspect, my whole approach to everything. I mean, we're we're doing shows like this right now, you know, instead of having you physically in the room or physically at the station. I'm doing everything from my office right now. You know, we've all had to adjust and change the way we approach things for sure. Delissa on Facebook just asked, and this is a very good question too, because, you know, there's still ways that your restaurant or other restaurants could generate income or generate money. She asked, can we get gift cards to his place online?
Unfortunately, no, we're not set up like that to buy gift cards online. Most our gift cards are sold at the restaurant, which is shut down right now. Unfortunately, that's the only way we can sell gift cards.
Gotcha.
So there's absolutely no way to generate revenue right now for us, just because we haven't set that up online.
Mm-hmm. No, and I understand that. I mean, you know, maybe that's something that you guys can, you know, your business can look into for the future, because I know that there's a lot of people, at least in St. Louis, that would like to support you and support your business during this time, of course, too. And I totally understand, you know, how you feel in regards to the situation of shutting the doors and not wanting to spread, you know, trying to stop the spread from happening so that you and other businesses can reopen sooner rather than later. But I know that, and of course I'm playing devil's advocate here, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that are very stubborn and very accustomed to, like you just said, like, I really want that steak, or I really want that burger. And I mean, the only thing we can see is what they can do about it. That's slowing it down.
Right, and that's the problem with this country, man. Like, we're entitled, we're spoiled, we're impatient, and we want what we want when we want it, and we won't take no for an answer. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate, because every other country is looking at us like, oh, well, the United States should have everything under control. They're amazed at the amount of the preparation and the lack thereof. And we're scrambling, not knowing what to do. The last thing people need to be doing right now is worrying about who has the best steak. I mean, come on. My mother's 71 years old. F you and your steak. I don't want to come in contact with you. I don't want you to come in contact with me. If I can reduce the risk by, eliminating my part and my staff and keep them safe and keep my family safe, I'm going to do that. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous that restaurants are still open right now. And as a restaurant owner, I can say that. And if you don't agree with me, I don't care. If you don't come buy chicken from me after this because I said that, I don't care. I am advocating for health over wealth.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody has to say about it. If you're still doing business right now, you are part of the problem. If you are not practicing social distancing, you are part of the problem, because you are not taking this seriously. If somebody, you don't know what somebody did on their way to your restaurant. You don't know if they wiped their nose with their hand, with the back of their hand, and then, handed you a $20 bill, or handed you a credit card, or swiped your hand when you guys exchanged that bag. You don't know what they did. Not saying that everybody's out here wiping their nose, but you never know. We just don't know. And right now is the wrong time to be taking that chance.
Yeah.
So, I salute the people that are still trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my 100% gut feeling is to stop that. Just stop it. Stop that. Stop doing anything that's not necessary. If it's not necessary, if it's not essential to your life, then cut it out.
So you don't think that there's any specific alternative, maybe a different approach to a safer way of getting food, a safer way of being able to order food from a restaurant of your liking? Do you think that there's any other? Go ahead.
Not at this time. Not at this time.
Yeah.
Not at this time, because you're still coming in contact with people that you don't need, that it's not essential.
Yeah.
You like I said in the beginning, restaurants are novelty items. Food from restaurants are novelties. We do not need food from restaurants. We need food to survive, and we can acquire food from grocery stores. I'm not saying that there's not a risk there. There's definitely a risk there, but you've got to survive. But going to a restaurant and having somebody else prepare your food for you, not knowing how safe they were, not knowing who they came in contact with this morning, if their in-laws came over from St. Charles, and you don't know where they stopped to get gas, and here you are embracing them, and they could there's so many unknowns. So why take the chance? Why risk it? And why, as a restaurant owner, why would I be selfish enough to say, okay guys, let's keep this business going, let's try to make some money, and I'm just putting up people at risk. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
To me, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I understand, like the Facebook group, about supporting St. Louis restaurants during COVID-19, blah blah blah. I think that was a great thing to do at the conception of this whole idea. But as things progressed into the spread and the multiplying numbers on a daily basis, I think it became okay guys, it's time to say, we tried, and let's just not do that anymore, because we've passed China, we've passed every other country in the world right now. We are multiplying at an alarming rate. They're talking about hundreds of thousands of people being infected and dying. Like, who can say that's not scary? Who can give me a valid reason that says, commerce is more important than health? Why jeopardize your health? Why? It's ridiculous, man.
And of course, you have a lot of people that are chiming in, sending in their support, showing their love to you, of course. And like I've said before, I mean, the only time that things can really change is if we all make the change together. So your thoughts are definitely echoed throughout the country as well. I mean, there's a lot of people that feel the way you feel right now. But at the same time, I know that there's a lot of restaurants and a lot of businesses, regardless, that are just staying open because they're trying to stay alive too. So it's your argument and your thoughts are very
I would
much
argue
on one side. They're very much on one side of the one side of the coin, of course. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and I would love to have a debate with anybody that can challenge me in my view.
Yeah.
If and it's I'm not here to create enemies. I'm not here to stir the pot and create waves. Not at all. I have a lot of respect for Sauce Magazine and people that in the restaurant industry. I've been doing this for 2 decades, and I'm very passionate about what I do. But when it comes to the safety of my health, myself, my staff, my customers, my friends, my family, keeping my restaurant afloat right now is not my priority. My priority is making sure that my 71-year-old mother doesn't get infected with this, virus. And it's just it's ridiculous to think that people are putting themselves at risk and their families at risk and their staff at risk just to make some money and try to capitalize on this whole pandemic and use it as a strategy to advertise. Come on, man. Like, that's disgusting to me. And I can't back that up. There's no way I can back that up. Taco Bell is offering free tacos. Are you serious? Like,
yeah.
I will offer you free tacos to not go anywhere. How about that?
Good point.
I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, it's just there's a lot of things that are going on right now that are just absolutely ridiculous. My son, my 17-year-old, he's not allowed to go anywhere besides my house, his mom's house, and anywhere in between. He can go to the store with me because I can monitor that. I can't monitor other people's kids,
right?
But I can monitor who's coming in and out of my house. And call me crazy, call me I'm overreacting, but I'd rather overreact and be alive. I'd rather be alive and broke than have my pockets fat and be in the hospital some damn where.
Yeah. And you make a very good point, and you're making a very strong argument here, brother. It's unfortunate because a lot of us have businesses out here that need to find a way to survive. Even and of course we have to be prepared if the stuff hits the fans. You know what I mean? If we really get into a situation where things get worse.
You're
for sure.
And what I have to say to those people is, how is your business going to survive when you're in the ICU on a ventilator? How's your business going to survive then?
True.
What's going to happen to your staff at that point?
Yeah.
When you're in the ICU, I don't say that as a joke. I don't say that to be condescending. But what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Why risk it? You may have an underlying health. Your immune system may not be what you think it is, and you catch this thing. You have respiratory issues. You need a ventilator. You need to be in the hospital. Who's going to run your business? Who's going to take care of your staff?
Yeah.
Why? It's just my whole thing is, why risk it? What is your point? If you're bored, go do some yard work. I don't get it, man. I don't understand the thought process behind that. Initially I did. I wanted to keep my bills paid. I wanted to keep my staff with a job. But when I saw the amount of people standing in line and congregating in the restaurant, and I'm like, this is not social distancing whatsoever. There's 15, 20 people in my restaurant waiting for food like everything's normal. This is not normal right now. So right. I don't know. I chimed in on that group and I gave them my 2 cents. I even went on Instagram on my company page and told everybody why we closed down, and I got almost 3,000 people that viewed that. And I tipped my hat to the people that are still doing business. Katie from Katie's Pizza. She's still doing her doing their frozen pizzas. Rick Lewis from Grace Meat Plus 3. He's down there in the Grove doing his thing and keeping people fed. And I mean, I get it, man, and I applaud them for their efforts, and I really think that what they're trying to do is a noble thing.
Right.
But I still disagree with them coming in contact and putting their staff at risk.
Yeah.
That's my point, and I don't think that they can argue that I'm wrong.
Yeah. And like I said, I totally understand where you're coming from, and all we can do is just kind of see what happens and see what comes next. What the next wave of information on the outside, what the government and what the CDC say next and all that. I mean, you never know. We might have to shut everything down. We don't know yet. So your approach and your decision is a noble and a logical decision that you're making for yourself. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing that I feel like a lot of owners and a lot of independent entrepreneurs have right now is the choice. They have the choice to stay open right now, or the choice to close, and that's everybody's right now. You know what I mean? But Bobby, I have to get going, but I appreciate you coming in and chiming in and putting in your 2 cents. There's a lot of love being spit out on the feeds right now, and a lot of support for what you're doing and the decision that you've made personally for your own business to keep yourself safe and people who love your restaurant safe as well. So I appreciate you coming in, man. Thanks. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, bro. And when all this stuff is over, we'll go enjoy a meal together.
Hell yeah. Facts. I can't wait, because I've been
right, man.
I would love to sink my teeth into some wings for real. But anyway.
For real, man.
Hey,
all right, stay in touch, man.
Most definitely, man. Stay healthy, my brother. All right, man.
All right, you too, man. Peace.
So like I said, there's a lot of people out there that feel exactly how Bobby feels, for sure. I mean, it's a very tough situation to be in. For on both sides of the spectrum, on both. There are people that are out here that can shut their doors and be able to reopen later, and then there's some restaurants and some businesses that can't close and can't or if they were to close, can't reopen. So it is a double-edged sword, this whole situation. So definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think, because I would love to hear everyone's opinions on this situation because it is a tough one. It's a tough one. You know, I love my local restaurants just as much as the next person, but, you know, everyone has their particular opinion about whether or not they want to buy food out there or cook the food themselves. So comment down below. Let me know what you think, you know. And if you are still out there, still buying food and supporting the restaurants, continue to do so, of course. But, of course, do it with caution, you know. Do it at your own risk, all right? But anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugarfire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range SKU. So if you get hungry, come on by.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I always say, if this is your first time checking out this show, please go click that like button. It would really mean a lot. And on our Facebook page. And, of course, we have our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Pascal Show. Smash that subscribe button. Anyway, we just had Bobby Tessler on of STL Wing Co. And he had a very good argument. He made a very good argument. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of people that feel the way he feels. But then there's a lot of people that feel the opposite as well. You know, there are two sides to this particular argument. There's definitely two sides to this coin. There is no right answer. I'm just going to say that right now. There is no right answer. The only thing I think is we talk about it. We put it out there on this platform to discuss it and talk about it. Somebody on Facebook commented, and before I bring in my my dudes. What's up, guys? We got Jack and Tom back. But I'm going to read this comment on Facebook. Delissa said, "It is tough. My son would be out of work, but I'd rather help him financially than have him get sick. Support them with gift cards if at all possible. Hopefully, they have an option of some sort or can keep track old school spreadsheet style until this is all over." That's an interesting one, too. That's an interesting approach as well, and an interesting thought, Delissa, and thank you for the comment on Facebook. Yes, I think we're in a situation where gift cards could go a long way, but it would have to be everybody going in and buying a gift card, if you really think about it. It would have to be every single person going in and putting in the time to invest into that local business. And then it's like every place, every restaurant would have to do a gift card, and then every person would have to go to every single restaurant to buy a gift card. So just to keep said place afloat. So that's my only rebuttal or my only argument about that idea. It's a great idea, but not everybody and their mom is going to go and buy gift cards. That's my personal opinion on that. And I'm going to throw it out to the guys in regards to this whole conversation. But that comment made me think as well, like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot to try to make happen. So guys, what do you think? Speak on it.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead, Tom.
Oh, sorry. I've been really tempted in the last week or so to order in food because, it's really boring around here. The same meals that I've been cooking every night are getting a little old. I'd like to get some Thai food in here, get some spice. But I'm nervous. I don't really want to interact with more people than I have to. And I was just reading, yesterday they reported that 8 employees at Annie Guns in Chesterfield tested positive for coronavirus.
Yes, so I was just going to ask that because Delissa did say something that said on Facebook, she said, "What happened at Annie Guns proves his point. Sad but true." And I was like, what happened at Annie Guns, man? Dang.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Well, 8 employees at Annie Guns tested positive for coronavirus. Now, fortunately, the restaurant's been closed since March 19th. And they say that none of the employees were showing symptoms or anything while they were still open. But, that just goes to show, if you're going to have food delivery, you got to take the risk that's involved in it and know that, these employees, the delivery people, the people working at the restaurant, the cooks, they're putting themselves at a great risk just to get you your pad thai or whatever you want to get,
Yeah.
So I'm really tempted to order some food. I'm really tempted to support, the local restaurants, but at the same time, I don't want to catch coronavirus and I don't want their employees to catch coronavirus. So it's a tough situation all around.
Right. The only thing I keep thinking in my head, of course, I'll get to you, Jack, here in a second. But the only argument that I have in my head is that, all right, if not, this is the argument that I have in my head. All right. If they are keeping them clean, if the employees are keeping themselves clean, say I'm not sitting there saying that they're doing this either, but say that they are getting screened every time they walk in the room. They're wearing protection, so on and so forth. Is there a possibility of being able to still conduct a sterile environment so that people can actually eat food without getting infected? That's the question I have out there for everybody or anybody that's listening right now. Because these businesses are what keep at least this particular city turning around. If these restaurants shut down, we're going to be in a lot of trouble as far as the community goes. So in a way, it's like I said, there's 2 sides to every coin. There's a pro and con on both sides. It's a 50-50. It's this 50-50 duel that's going on back and forth. Each opponent is just as great as the one that they're going against, because I can totally understand shutting everything down. for sure. But then I can understand keeping things open and how there's a necessity for the economy, at least in this city, of keeping things open. So I keep thinking, well, what if we were to just have standard procedures for the employees, the people that are handling food, period? You know? I don't know. Jack, what do you think? Speak on it, man.
I mean, you got to think about the age of a lot of people that work in the industry. There are a lot of people that are younger. There's already people that, you see these things about kids already dropping food or spitting in food. There's that whole restaurant, stigma of, treat your waiter nice. You don't know who's your cook and all that type of stuff. I mean, a lot of, I've worked in some restaurants in my life, and there are some clean people, and there's some nasty people.
There's some really nasty people out there, for sure. Real quick, sorry. Bobby just commented on the feed, so he's still watching. He said, because I just asked that question, he said no, because they're going to touch their cell phones, keys, door handles, etc. Are they going to throw gloves away after each surface touched? Which is a very good question as well. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry, Jack. Yeah. Continue. I'm sorry, brother.
But there's a whole reason that, like, the Instacart people are going on strike. There's like a group that's formed that's trying to go on strike, and I guess that was supposed to happen yesterday. And they don't know how many people are in it, but they're also independent contractors, so they don't get the employee coverage or union coverage or anything like that to protect them. But then Instacart, the owner said, "Oh, we'll give you hand sanitizer," and it's like, well, that's not enough. Yeah. Because it really does just take, you don't have to have the symptoms. It takes one person to go exchange cash or to go and do something, and then to accidentally touch their face or to touch their steering wheel, and then they come back to it and they have hand sanitizer. But what if they run out? There's no 100% foolproof way to make sure that all of those people, and they're doing mass hirings of people right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get more and more people to transfer over to do this stuff.
Yeah.
It just takes one person to exponentially cause that spread, especially if they're going to 15 or 20 different houses in that day.
Yeah.
And then they're going into the restaurants to go pick the food up, and then they're going out to their car, and then they're going to the places. It just is it's a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
It's not. I haven't thought it was a good idea for any of these locations to be doing this stuff. But then you have the medical professionals saying, yeah, it's fine as long as you get it. But then you have to dump it out of the containers. You got to reheat the food to a certain temperature to make sure everything's killed. Like the precautions that you have to take every single day if you have someone new coming to your house and delivering you food for lunch and for dinner. And but you take those same things when you go out to the grocery store to go stock up. You don't know who is touching it. You don't know about those workers that we're out there touching carts of other people, and then they go and they move the food back and they rearrange it. They pull the stuff to the front of the actual shelving units. Like, people are touching stuff constantly.
Facts.
And you can only you can be 99% sure that you're doing a good job, but it's that 1% that's what it needs. It doesn't need you. It just needs you to mess up once.
True.
Is really what it is.
True. It only takes one monkey from outbreak to start the outbreak, right? So it can take just one person touching something, and then touching the bag that they're carrying to your home. That bag of steaks or whatever, the bag of burgers that you bought from Chick-fil-A or whatever it might be. It just takes one. It just takes one. You know what I mean? Yep. Delissa on Facebook said maybe the county health department should put out guidelines for restaurant owners on how to screen employees properly. Some will come to work sick or brush off symptoms as allergies, etc. You know what? That's true too. That's very, very true too. There's going to be a lot of people. There's a lot of people that just need to work, that need to pay their bills. Everybody, the average American, lives paycheck to paycheck. Let's just keep it straight funky. A lot of people don't have $400 in their pocket just in case if there's an emergency, as Jack has said numerous times. And those are all true things. So I guess my thing is that I get worried about every person, doesn't matter if, landlords or electricity bills are all going to be on hold. I guarantee you there's still going to be something where you still have to pay that rent. So no matter what, once this whole thing is over, say months later, everything's back to normal to a certain extent, you still have back payments that you still have to pay for. You have to catch up on all that electricity. You have to catch up on all that rent that you were able to afford back then. So I worry about all these restaurant people who are in the service industry being screwed. Once the smoke clears.
Yep.
That's the one thing I'm very concerned about, Tom.
And that's the thing. If you really can't go without ordering in food, or if you really do want to support your local restaurants and you think, maybe we're overblowing this a little bit, tip the delivery person like you've never tipped before.
Right.
I mean, I still have a little bit of a, problem with my leg, my ankle. I can't really go out and do my own grocery shopping still. So I've been having my groceries delivered, and it hurt my soul how much I had to tip the person that delivered my food on Saturday because, they're putting themselves at great risk for me. And, I feel guilty even having them come out. And it was also raining, which it wasn't raining when I ordered the food, but it was raining by the time they came out. So I felt horrible. But, keep in mind that these people, they survive on tips, and they're really going above and beyond now. So if you really, really feel like you have to have someone come out and deliver you food, tip them just an absurd amount.
$10,000.
But then that goes down to this situation though too. I mean, yes, that's great and all to be overly generous on tipping somebody and all that, but not everybody has that kind of cash, man. Not everybody has that cash flow. And then of course then it goes back to, if you don't have that cash flow, why are you ordering out in the first place? Cook your own damn food. You can make your own food, on the cheap 99, real talk.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Like I said, it's like this double-edged sword. There's pros and cons on both ends on so many levels. It just trickles down. But see, and that's why I feel I'm very perplexed. You know what I mean? In regards to this situation, because, like I said, if restaurants shut down completely, that's not good news for this city, for the city of St. Louis. I don't know any other cities like New York City. I don't even know if I think they're just completely shut down, if I'm correct. Like restaurants and everything are just shut down completely. But that's because they're ground zero for they have thousands upon thousands of people that have been infected. So I understand that piece. But I guess in a way, it's like, in my mind, it's like, all right, yes, landlords, electricity, all the utility bills are going to be kind of quote unquote on hold. But when everything gets revved back up, it's going to be all these power companies and all these utility bills flooding everybody. And yes, they're saying, everyone says it, even Bobby said, save your money. But what if you spent your last dollar this month? And then because you had to pay your cell phone, you had to pay your cell phone, you had to pay your utilities. Just utilities.
And you're going to get that stimulus check.
But that's the other thing. It's like, when you get that stimulus check, yes, hopefully people are going to be smart and they save that money so that they can use it on the rainy day. But most likely, majority of the time, they're not. They're not going to. They're going to buy something stupid. They're going to buy something stupid. So, there's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of things that we can't answer in one conversation, in one talk. Unfortunately, I would wish we could solve this issue in one sitting, but I see Bobby's point. But then I see other I see other restaurants that are open. I see their point too. Like I said, it's both, And until we have, and I also say this, and until we have a place or a situation where the government says we're shutting everything down, the restaurants are still going to stay open. Why? Because they need to stay open. They need to survive. There are a lot of people in St. Louis are in the service industry. If that's their main hustle or if it's their side hustle, they still need the job. So, and I commend any person that's shutting their doors right now because they don't want to contribute to spreading the virus. Absolutely. I 110% commend you. But then I also understand the restaurants that are staying open right now so that they can pay the bills. And because they know they're responsible for the employees that are there as well. So, like I said, double-edged sword, so many different things, So another comment from Delissa, I'm a high risk and have to stay in the house. Instacart and Shipt have been great for me. Tip them well if you can. We spray and wipe everything down before bringing it inside. Now, I'll say this too. When it comes to getting food, hot dogs, not hot dogs, hamburgers and pizza and all that, I would hope to the sweet, sweet baby Jesus that no one is being that jerk opening up your thing and just coughing into it. You see what I'm saying? Now we can't fully trust everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I do worry that somebody, because I understand everything's in a container, but there's still the person that's handling that burger, flipping that burger, going real quick. There's just so many different things that just keep, like Jack was saying, there is monkey and outbreak, simple little thing that can just cause a wildfire of virus and infection. So it's definitely something to think about, guys, for sure. I really appreciate everybody who tuned in today with the argument, with the discussion, and argued with us. And like I said, there is no definitive answer here. There is no right or wrong here. I believe that restaurateurs need to make the decision for themselves and figure out what works for them. Like Bobby. Bobby made a decision, and he's sticking to his laurels. He's sticking to his guns, and, I can't be mad about that. I commend him for it. But if you want to keep open, keep open. Just be cautious about how you approach food being delivered and food being made in your restaurant. And maybe there should be someone who, maybe it's your expediter or, whoever it is that's overlooking every single thing with such anal retentiveness so that no one is coughing on anything, no one is touching things with their bare hands, so on and so forth, So anyway, that's my thoughts. Okay, what's up? What are you going to say, Jeff?
Sorry, I was going to say, I think that once we get some testing stuff that allows for us to go up to Walgreens and buy over-the-counter tests that give us 15-minute results and stuff like that, which I think there's an Abbott Technologies which got that right to be able to start mass-producing a quick test. But once that comes out, and then if you can test your employees on a daily and they know that they are coming back, negative, then, then that may be able to open up that door a little bit more. Yeah. But until then, it's too much unknowns.
Too many unknowns, but then also at the same time, they can also take their temperature. I know that that's what they're doing a lot of right now on nurses and doctors before they walk into the hospital now as well. There's other ways that they could do things. Yes, it's an extra precaution, but that at least keeps their doors open, and at least it's something that keeps their employees employed. And right. They're able to.
But work. They could be symptomless also, though. So
that's true.
That is
you could be sending a symptomless guy out there with coronavirus spreading it to every door he goes to. So.
That is very true there too. That is very, very true. Like I said, there's many sides to this. There's pros and cons. It's chaos, you know. And all I can say is I hope that everyone finds the best way, the best solution for themselves, for their own business, you know, because everybody's business is their prerogative. So I hope that they do make the decision with a reasonable and responsible action. And so we'll see what happens in regards to what everybody does. Anyway, it is time to get going. Thank you guys so much for commenting, being a part of the discussion. I do have a show at 5 p.m., so be sure to tune in. That would be awesome right here on the Pascal Show page on Facebook and YouTube. So go click those likes and subscribe buttons and all that. Tell your friends about this. And if you can, on this particular one at least, please share this feed. Please share this discussion because, you know, there's a lot of people out here that are trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. Hopefully we were able to shed some light on this subject and maybe help some people make the right decisions on what they can do for their own business. Anyway, we got to get going. Much love to you guys. This is the Pascal Show. I'll see you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys at 5 p.m. All right. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather